So this is assuming I'm a brand new user. I hit this page and it's going to immediately pop up. If I say nothing, it's just going to keep popping up. Allow audio. I can say, let's say I'm doing Spanish to English. Hello, how are you today? We get really quick transcription. We get really quick response.
I'm doing well, thank you. How about yourself?
Of course, we can view the transcript. Me va bien. Gracias. And then you can hear it in fast, slow. I got to adjust those icons. Feedback came in here. Again, the pronunciation right now it's working. It's just not set up. I can turn this on or off. I'm going to send one more message. I'm great. It's really nice to meet you. If you can see what I'm saying, tell me what the first 3 words that I said to you were. So, as you can see, it does have the message history now. There's something wrong with the audio coming out the second time. I still have not really sorted that out. Saved words is functional. Nothing happens if you click on them though. And then obviously there's no way to add new saved words yet. Also, I don't know. Yeah, like nothing happens if you highlight. I think that's okay to start. You'll see we get this chat here. I can start a new chat. I've got all the different bots here. I just made a couple random ones. Pronunciation Pete, that'll be me. The idea is like it'll actually give you pronunciation feedback as you go. Grammar Greg is gives you grammar feedback as you go. Same with these. And then we've got like Basic Betsy for, if you want to have a simple conversation. Anyways, if I start a new chat, then it's going to open up a new one. No, we're going to Basic Betsy. Hello, how are you doing? And it'll respond. The translate, I can type here, but the translate button doesn't work yet. That'll be a quick fix. Again, conversation history. So now if I refresh the page, it's going to remember my conversation history. It adds the date that I started that conversation. And if I go back to a previous conversation and I say something, really great to meet you. Can you teach me about phrasal verbs in English in 1 sentence? And now that I've communicated with this one, oh, it's because I got to change the language preference, right? So it should be, that didn't pick it up because I was speaking in English only. So I'm thinking probably on the user level, we should save the language preference. Maybe we want to do it on a conversation level. I don't know entirely. And then I can switch back and forth between, that was another thing. So I can look at previous message. They're not highlighted green yet, which we will need to do, but we get the grammar feedback. The prompt for the alternative feedback can be improved. And then again, the pronunciation is working, but it's not, the server that handles that is not running right now. Now this is where I think there's a little bit of like it doesn't look right. I did add this sort of like selector for whether or not you want to include the conversation history. And if I do, I can say like summarize. Sorry, I've taken some of the keys off my laptop to clean it. So I have to type very slowly. And that's disabled until response. You greeted me and asked how I was. I replied positively. Yeah, so that shows that it has the memory of the conversation. I can also turn that off though. And if I were to do that again, it's probably not going to have the context. Yeah. So we do have the ability to decide whether or not, if you're asking a question, you're asking about the conversation. I think that's useful, but the display of this, like the way it kind of hovers and there's still a lot of, stuff going on in the background and the green, like the contrast isn't really there. There's something about this dialogue specifically that I don't like, whereas everything else, I think the design is really good. The keyboard functionality is not set up on the front end or the back end yet, nor is the auto reply. But that's pretty much what we have left, aside from eventually if I hit a limit. So let me just adjust the code real quick to show you by default. So then when we load, so we have this now. The colors were slightly off. That was a mistake on my end. I don't know why it did that, but I think it looks kind of good. So, and then if I click sign up with Google, it's just going to bring us to this page, which I think is fine. Auth is set up also, so I can let me just do it with like a random email address. @bird.com. Sign up, actually. Paste, put 2. Continue. Accept, and that will bring us back. Obviously, this is, just because I changed the code. But I really want to test all of this copy too. I think we should have like tons of different variations of what this might say, and we'll put it there. Anyways, exit that out. And so now you'll see it resets my conversation history when I sign up. Like we could associate maybe anonymous users with existing users. So when you sign up, it like remembers. That might actually be nice. I don't know. We'll see if people start requesting that. We can make it happen. But yeah, then as I refresh, it'll remember my conversations again. So I can say bonjour, comment puis-je vous aider aujourd'hui? Maybe it picked up.
Bonjour. Je vais bien, merci. Comment puis-je vous aider avec votre apprentissage du français aujourd'hui?
So in this case, I gotta go to Basic Betsy because I don't know that. The prompts for all the different bots are not fully set up either. But it's not just going to be different prompts. It's going to be different voices, different prompts, and different capabilities. Specifically with the pronunciation one, because that'll be the response time is going to be a bit slower because we do have to wait for all of the pronunciation feedback to be generated before we can generate the response from the AI. But I do think that this is going to be an interesting one for people because a lot of people I've talked to have asked if it's possible to just have the feedback actually be part of the conversation. Anyways, if I refresh, then you can see my conversations here, and they're labeled with timestamps and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much. We're very close. We're very, very close. There's a couple little bugs. There's a couple missing functionalities, but it's really like if I am able to crank it out tomorrow. It's also not mobile responsive at all. That's one thing I totally forgot. I keep pushing this off, but like it is not even close to mobile responsive. So we do need some idea of like what the responsiveness is going to look like. I think this icon should be here on every user message, and when you click it, it'll like bring up the feedback for that message. That would be cool. Another weird thing is if I log out, it's going to bring me back to my messages from when I was an anonymous user, I think. Yeah, so that's not a big deal either. And these are like the default words that I just stuffed into context. But yeah, long update. Feel free to skip it 2x speed or whatever. But yeah, it's getting real close and super excited.